Right, we are back here. We've got the grand finals coming up here, which is going to be Complain versus FlipSid Tactics in this first best-of-5 series. I am super pumped to shout this. I don't know about you, but this is the culmination of today's event. FlipSid, the losers bracket champion, versus Complain, the winners bracket champion. And we are in for a treat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am very excited. I am looking forward to seeing how FlipSid responds right out of the gate here. I am looking forward to just seeing really how these two teams mesh as they meet, like you said, in what is the first, and what already Kuxir says, stop talking, I need to score.
That seems to be a trend that, throughout today's event where we try to say something and Kuxir just slams it into the net at 100 miles an hour. So early lead there for FlipSid, trying to set the tone right away.
Oh yeah, they needed that. I think that's a great move for there. And there they go, taking out X3MW. They're coming in aggressive. They're coming in scoring goals. They want to make it very clear that they're here to play and they are serious. Though they had a pretty big lapse right there, and that was a near goal because nobody was back to stop it. But fortunately, it went just wide.
Yeah, fortunately for FlipSid, Complain's probably not too happy about it. No. And the ball just jets way back. You could probably see it. It was probably a pinch there or a slight deflection off a player. So the nice thing is both these teams are from EU, so we will not have to do any server switching. So we will have all these games back to back to back until we get a grand champion for this week in Rocket Royale. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, this is going to be a serious test, though. I mean, FlipSid, they're going to come in hot. They're going to try to go hard, but they don't want to burn everything really early. Big stop by Yemen.
Yep, we'll go on board with Yemen real quick to see if he can help Complain score this response goal to tie up the game here.
Yeah, and if FlipSid, again, if they take this series, they got to do it all over again one more time to take the actual tournament win. I certainly think they can do it because they might just be approaching this as two completely separate series.
We're going to go bird's eye to see what happened there. You can see Yemen trying to get this ball out of the zone here, but Markey just coming in and finishing that ball off.
A little big side swipe there. Defenders just sort of left in the dust. And Markey Duda gets that second goal. Big second goal too, I'd say. We're coming to the halfway point in the game right now, and FlipSid is looking fantastic, which is exactly what they needed to look like to really sort of set things up here.
Yeah, but you can see Markey getting taken out by Yemen there. But FlipSid probably looking to make this a quick 3-0. And if that happens, if that first series goes to FlipSid in such a dominating performance, you would have to imagine that they'd be in the best spot for taking the whole series.
Oh, absolutely. If they can do that, then that's going to change everything. Again, it touches on those two big factors, momentum and morale. Mm-hmm. If you're on a team that just basically went completely undefeated in terms of overall series, and then you lose 3-0 to the team you just beat, that's going to be a big hit.
Absolutely. I mean, they 3-0'd Cosmic Aftershock. And, I mean, Cosmic didn't have Gibbs. They didn't have their full team. But if you 3-0'd Cosmic Aftershock, you've got to be feeling pretty confident about your style of play, about your game right now. So FlipSid has a lot of momentum from that standpoint, and they're showing it early on in this game, up 2-0 with only 2 minutes left.
Yeah, they're coming in looking great, and yeah, they took Cosmic out 3-0, but the whole sub factor I don't think really was a factor because it's affecting both teams.
Absolutely.
Not to mention, Kyle Mass is not, just a sub they picked up off the street.
Yeah.
This is a guy with a lot of big tournament experience. He's a guy who has beaten them before, when it was Cosmic and Kings. We'll never forget the shot heard around the world.
Yeah.
Cosmic's first ever tournament loss was a really big deal, and that was Kyle's doing.
Yes, it was. So, I remember that. That was quite the finish there.
Oh, that was the most hype I think I'd ever been watching Rocket League.
Yeah, you should check that out on YouTube if you haven't seen it. That was a phenomenal game. But yeah, you're right. Kyle is definitely fully capable, and even FlipSid having to play with a sub too. But FlipSid coming out with a vengeance right now, And it's looking like they're going to take game one unless something changes pretty drastically.
I'd be very surprised because not only is it just looking, is the score line pretty indicative of what's going on here, but FlipSid has just been in constant control this whole series long, or this whole game long, I should say. As I'm saying that, of course, Complain is putting a ton of shots on goal. But
yeah,
they're
not
all
able to finish it.
Yeah, they're all going just a little too wide, kind of hitting that corner repeatedly.
Oh, and Cookser!
What an angle!
We're going to go over and see this again. So Cookser passing it to himself, following that up for a double tap off the wall.
Look at that angle. That angle was just tight. It was perfect. He directed it right into the net. I mean, that basically just wrapped things up here. That is the final nail that they needed, if you really needed a final nail at this point.
Yeah. But, and there's the nail right there. Unless they score again in 20 seconds, then that'll be the nail.
Just multiple nails. I think that's what we're looking at here. Multiple nails in the coffin.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, this game is definitely in FlipSid's hands. And this, this scoreline, this performance, this is very much what I think FlipSid wanted to do coming into this series, to show off that they are a force to be reckoned with. And yeah, they lost that last series. They had to go through the losers bracket a little bit, but they're not going to be.
Oh, there's the nail. Wow. Another nail. We've got so many nails, man.
That's beautiful goal too. I mean, look at how this pings around the goal.
Yeah.
Tight angle, goes off the crossbar, off the post, and then goes in. But definitely a big win for FlipSid here. A dominant win, coming off looking great.
Setting the tone. They're trying to show that Complain beating them was not was a mistake. They're almost getting another nail in the coffin there. We have enough nails, FlipSid. You can stop now.
Yeah, I think they might have really wanted to do something there, but I mean, that was just a very dominant showing by FlipSid Tactics. I mean, you can look at the goals, obviously 5-0. Not a lot of shots, so it was really just 3 shots that weren't either directly on net or, actually in the goal. That could be stopped directly. But, yeah, I mean, all around, just solid performance, and that's just what FlipSid needs to do for the rest of this series and hopefully the next, assuming they make it out.
Absolutely. And you can just see the number of saves Alliu had, and doing a great job on defense there. So solid performance by FlipSid. It looks like Yemen's trying to sort out a few issues with his controller before we start up this next game, but FlipSid, wow, 5-0. That's a pretty strong result out of the gate.
Oh yeah, especially after the last